Hello, if you are anxious to some degree, then this will help you. So if you have anxiety, then you probably have what I'm going to describe too. Most people miss that, and how this can actually help you control the anxiety. But first, oh my God, but for what is it? But first, ah, I'm Will Perry and I help make complex theories simple. It's not good enough to understand, we need to take action. I'm not clinically trained, but I've been an executive coach since 2001. I was head of action learning at the BBC. But in the last 13 years, I've been focused on this one question. Why do we get so stuck, and what's it got to do with this shadow side? How I help people. Firstly, I can do it for you. I can work really intensely, closely, or I can do it with you in the small online groups. Or you can do it yourself with the online program. But also I've got lots of free content and free programs, so come and find out more. Do like, subscribe and share. But here is the video of the day. Oh, the video of the day. So pressing the button is still a technical marvel to me that I obviously can't work. So, how to disarm yourself because you get triggered. And it makes me smile sometimes when I say triggered, or people say triggered to me. It's like, well, do you literally have have buttons? You know, are people pressing your buttons? And it makes me smile, but it's like that. You know, I could press your button and you're out of control, but it isn't literally like that. So, you know, in a way, this is about how to disarm yourself so that you don't trigger yourself, or other people don't trigger you. When I the tool there relates to when I was trained, 2004 comes to mind, but it could have been 2002 or 1 even. Anyway, back in the early 2000s, when I trained in NLP, I was really enthusiastic, as many people are when they've just found the depths and details of something new that's exciting to them, that they've just invested in, learned, and yeah, I was like a new puppy because I had this tool about how to change beliefs and phobias, and I could see how this tool could work with the thing that I was focused on, which was about how, you know, people's sensitivity to negative emotions, and, you know, it's like, wow, I've got tools, and you know, how I can help people, you know, cure people's hurts and things like that. But then I found a bit disillusioned, which is kind of the like, why isn't it working? And it was like, am I not good enough? And it was like, no, actually, I got a different approach to it. It was different, you know, about not using the technical words, but making it relatable to people. But it was like, you know, I got so far, but then it got a bit stuck, and it's like, that's a bit frustrating. What's missing? What's going wrong? So seeing what was missing, and that took quite a while. So more recently, actually seeing that bit that was missing was awesome, because it could help disarm the panic attacks. You know, that's the beating heart, the panic attacks, the anxieties, the, not that I have had panic attacks myself for a long time, but I have in the past. But the whole anxiety thing, working with, you know, people that have anxiety to reduce their level and stop the triggers, and, you know, the palpitations, and how to gain control. So that's where the tools come in useful. But it took me ages to find out that kind of missing bit, and it was painful, because when I saw what was missing for me, my core hurt belief, you know, my belief about myself, it was like, oh, you know, it wasn't comfortable to see, it wasn't enjoyable to see, I wasn't, you know, happy to see that stuff. But anxiety is like a phobia. You get triggered. I think I've said that in previous videos. The similarity in many respects between anxiety and a phobia, it kind of is very reliable when it triggers off. If you find the trigger, snip it, cut it, disarm it, you're away. You know, you can still have that reaction, but you're not vulnerable to being triggered and, you know, having those palpitations without somebody, or without having a sense of control. So you get your own tools, and the tools I have and I've learned actually work. But what I had to do was find out kind of the missing bit in between, and that was uncomfortable to learn. So when things are uncomfortable, we often avoid them, do we not? Yeah, getting out of your comfort zone. It's like, it's comfortable here, you know, I'm fine here. So what I had to do was do the work as to why the tool isn't working to disarm the anxiety. And it's a really clever, complicated thing. So you don't necessarily know what the, like I've said, core negative belief. It's like, what's that? It's something that goes on in here, so you can't see it. It's not a physical thing. It's not a. Whereas a phobia, if it's about spiders, then you see a spider or hear about a spider, or somebody says, "Oh my God," whatever it is, and there's no spider. Calm. It's something that you can't see. It's a belief, a core belief in here. So it's difficult to see. Here's an illustration I made earlier. There it is. It's a belief, but we can't do that inside our heads, can we? We don't have that luxury of doing that in our heads. Belief. So that's kind of what's going on to cause this anxiety. There's a belief in there. So the tools won't work until the belief is sorted. So there's a belief in the way, and that's what kind of got me scratching my head. That's kind of what got me confused. It's like, why aren't the tools working? Because there's a something in the way of the tools working to be able to disarm your anxiety, and that's a belief. And where's the belief? The pesky belief is in the head. You might have heard me call it the mother of all beliefs. There's one core there's one core belief in the way I structured it, and nothing's real. This isn't true. There's nothing scientifically proven. There's we like facts of science until they're proven to be wrong, and then the next fact comes along. So there's no truth to this. But if it works, if it helps you understand, gives you a structure to follow, then that's really cool. And that's what my training was in NLP, if you like. It's a structure and a process to follow. And that was really cool. I was really excited about it. But why it didn't work with what I wanted to apply it to, with anxiety and things like that, and negative beliefs about oneself, it's like, oh, bugger, what is it that's in the way? And it's this belief that's in the way. And the belief is a really difficult thing to find, So how do you find your belief? You can't look inside your head and see it. There it is. Look, belief. Oh, wow. So I can do that because I'm an expert at this. I can hear it in your language and stuff like that, but it takes a while. It takes this. I've created a six-step process to get through to it. But then you have to do the work. But that's when the tools come in. The tools come in handy. If you've solved your belief, you've got your belief out the way, then it's cool. So I could effectively go like that. Woohoo! And yeah, that all works. So the tools work when there's no negative belief in the way. Does that make sense? So, excuse me, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. Don't know why I did that accent. So what you need to do is discover the negative core belief, and then the tool works, which is cool, and that's the trick with anxiety, or some level of anxiety. You worry about too much about what other people think. Are you worried about a job? Are you worried about the circumstance? Are you worried about the war? Are you worried about COVID? Are you worried about... It gets this thing going. It triggers your anxiety, and it can have, it's stress. There's lots of studies done on stress about how it is physically dangerous, how it can lead to all sorts of illnesses and ailments. Stress, the stress we put ourselves under, the stress, the environment, the finances, that if we're reacting like that to stress all the time, it has a detrimental effect on our health, on our life, very much so, and that's been proven so many times. So to get to that, to access that, there might be something in the way. Not for everybody, but for a lot of people, and that's that negative belief. Really key to say that it's a negative belief. All right, because if you've got positive ones about yourself, you're going to have the tools to be able to deal with this stuff. So discover the inside negative core belief is absolutely key. So my invitation to you, come and find out, how the 6-step process that I go through to help you, A, discover it, and then B, get the tools to work to control it, because it doesn't just happen like that. It's a really difficult thing to do, to stop yourself being negative and so sensitive to negative emotions. It takes work, but that's why we've got accountability and all the support you need. But come and learn the steps to fly, because I'm doing a beta program, a new beta at the program at the moment, which means I'm building a new program, and you can come in and jump in and be there and part of the building of that program, and it means you get that for a lot cheaper. And you can become part of it and get your feedback within that to help other people, and it's a really nice way to work. So you can contact me about pre-booking that. That's quite a cool way to do. Gives you the tools to be able to access this stuff. And I thought there was another slide there, but there isn't. So that's all cool. Contact me, come and find out more. I'm dripping more stuff down about the beta at the moment, the program as I'm building it, so you can get access to that, and more access to me, which is cool, because I'll give you more stuff than if you join in a year's time and the program's all fully built. So I'll be sitting eating grapes and, oh no, I haven't got time for you. I'm putting lots of time and extra time and effort into this. So it's a nice way to work. So if you can relate to this, that something's getting in the way of whatever intervention you're using to try and ease your anxiety, your worry about yourself, it's the negative belief that's getting in the way. And it is a bugger. And it's a real barrier to solving your problem. So if you can relate to this, to some form of anxiety, to worry, to excessive sensitivity, to being oversensitive onto negative emotions, more than you want to be, more than you can control, come and get in contact, particularly if you're interested in the beta and joining that and getting the advantages of that. Speak to you soon. Hope you're well. Have an awesome rest of the day. All right, bye bye.